everybody?
That's good.
What up, YouTube?
Got the RWO in the house tonight. King is absent for the night. He couldn't make it, so it's just us three tonight, and whoever else in the group hops on. So, but you got Kent with Kraft Brewery, Stan, Sea of Serpents,
and us, and Cole.
What the hell?
Let's see who all we got in the comments.
You got Justin and Alex up there in the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who we got today. Synergy, David. What's up? How you doing tonight?
What's good, David? Thanks for coming out, man.
What's up? What's up?
That's good.
Got Ken.
Ken said
Let's
no one
go.
blue.
What's up, Ken? We got you, bro. Hope everything's good with your daughter, man.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
We're all thinking about you, Ken.
Cat Eyes.
Where would you go
What's
here?
up?
Hey, Cat Eyes.
What up, Cat Eyes?
Bosa. What's up? What's
PK,
up?
my brother.
So let me ask you
Representing,
this.
boy.
Right.
Representing the homie.
I need one of those. We need one of those.
So
That's my boy.
Make them blue. Do we star them?
Star everybody.
Is that what happens?
Can you do it from there now?
Yeah.
You usually have to do it from like YouTube itself.
It's let me star them. Do I just star them?
That's just if you want to go back to them.
Oh, that's just
okay.
if you want to go back.
That's not making them blue?
No.
Okay, how do you
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Kaiju? What up, Kaiju?
Okay,
Kaiju, what's good?
And just go on your phone and go through the chat. You'll see you're able to do it from there. On the stream itself, not through StreamYard.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Got you.
Hold on, I think my dog's got to go out or being a pain in the butt. I'll be right
Let's
back.
see who else we
Okay.
got. Brave Adventures. What's up, Brave Adventures?
What's good, Brave? Thanks for coming out, bro.
Oh, Don
Don
D.
D.
Don D.
In the house.
Happy birthday, Don D.
Yes, happy birthday.
birthday.
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, that's awesome. Everybody's saying happy birthday.
Victory Lane. What's up, Victory Lane?
Victory.
Yeah, we've got some people in here.
Yeah, we do. We got some good people tonight.
Devin, what's up, my boy? There's my son.
All right. Will's Heat.
Will. Big Will.
Nick.
Nick. Why aren't you up here, Nick?
Where you at?
Come on,
Where are
Nick.
Where you at?
We forgot what you look like.
Right?
So make us come out there and drop an elbow on you, son.
That's kind of far for us. Oh, that's awesome.
You know it, brother.
We
You
gonna start.
repping that shirt, boy.
We're gonna start the night off with some questions tonight. We're gonna keep it kind of fun and interesting. I came up
Shout
with-
out to Bomb Project. Shout out to Bomb.
Shout out to Bomb Project.
Nice. Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
boy.
Definitely, definitely.
Awesome.
Okay, Dave, I'm gonna let you start off with some questions tonight. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, Stan.
I'm gonna try to get in.
Yeah. Stan, I always wonder about this, just in general with everyone. Like, do you handle your snakes a lot? Like, do you notice a difference between like handling them all the time? I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you do that? I mean, I know it's hard because there's so many.
I'm sure there is a difference. If you leave them, I mean, obviously, if you leave them in their tote without handling them, I feel they're going to be aggressive.
Right.
Or they're they're just going to be food aggressive every time you open the tote.
Right, because then they think that that's like all you're doing is coming to feed them.
I mean, and some people say, well, don't handle them a lot because you stress them out. So
Yeah.
I guess if you're breeding females, I guess you wouldn't want to handle them too much because you're trying to keep them as low stress as possible.
Right.
Correct.
And I'm not an expert. I'm just going off my own experience. So
Yeah.
once again, what works for some don't always work for others.
Right, exactly. I just wonder because I feel like we have some snakes that either way are just kind of have kind of a bad attitude all the time. And then I wonder,
Just you know what? Try to give them an extra meal,
right?
and just try it for a few meals and see if they happen to just settle down just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It could just
right.
be food aggressive and not aggressive that you're picking them up. They could just be, just
They're
food.
just always
Are
hungry.
they your smaller ones or are they your bigger ones?
I mean, I would say some of the smaller ones, they kind of get a little temperamental until we start to handle them. But I feel like that's more of a young thing versus some of the bigger ones that are just kind of set in their ways, and they're just kind of like, they hiss when you open. You're like, I'm just trying to clean your tub, But so I just wonder if it's just, them, if they're just like that, or if it's something that you could kind of change by handling.
I mean,
I guess it depends on the snake, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have berms, and it didn't matter how much you handle that thing. Every time you touch it, it hiss at you. I mean, you'd pick it up, it'd still be hissing at you, but it wouldn't be worried about trying to bite you or do anything. It was, I guess maybe it's just their kind of temperament. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. What about you,
But
Ken?
that was also years and years ago.
Yeah, I wish I could have a berm on, honestly. So
they're nice, but they get big fast.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the only thing. Feeding it bigger stuff would kind of probably freak me out a little bit.
Yeah, when you start having to go going to get little bunnies, it starts kind of almost hitting some strings with yourself. You're like, man, this is a little crazy, but I mean, it's life.
Yeah, and sometimes even the bigger rats, you see them and they're just looking at you like, please no, and you're like, oh man, you're like, don't look at me,
Yeah.
So,
I'm not the one.
Blue. So you guys see it in the chat. You're turning blue. I'm turning everybody blue. You see what I'm doing on my
look at this. Look at this guy. Go ahead with your bad self.
Jay. What's up, Jay? You working late tonight?
Jay's up in the house.
I mean, I handle my snakes. There's 40 some of them. The ones that need work, I'll handle more like my blood python and my boa. But my boa is like 5, so I don't think he's going to get any better.
Jay, my brother Jay.
The ball pythons. I mean, there's some that I handle a lot, some that I don't handle at all. Aside from cleaning and moving them, from tub to tub, and they're fine. So I mean, some of them are going to be more acclimated to you initially, or just ball up and that's it. Some are going to, there might be food aggression, or they've related that to getting fed, so they're coming flying out, or I was in the rodent room, something like that. But I've even had some of my nicest snakes. I'm like, if I was cleaning the rat room, they'll come flying out at me. So
right.
I mean,
I've had some nice ones fly out at me.
I do think you can get, you can get an animal to tolerate you more. The more you interact, and the more that animal realizes, well, this guy's not going to eat me or kill me. So I will let my guard down and develop that level of sort of mutual trust and respect for each other. I haven't had a hatchling. Now I'm kind of actually disappointed in this because I would like my hatchlings to be a little more feisty. That means they're probably going to eat.
Exactly.
Now hatchlings I've gotten from other people, feisty.
Right.
So I look at that as a good thing. I know, some pet owners might not be like, oh, this thing's mad at me and angry all the time. It's like, no, it's probably going to eat all the time for you.
Yeah, he loves an aggressive. Every time we're looking at snakes, if he sees one that's like all alert, he's like, ooh, that's the one. I'm like, no. But he's like, no, that means they're going to eat good and probably do everything else pretty easily because they're just, they're aware,
Well, I have some that come out at me and I still just, come here, I got you. I ain't worried about you. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I have somewhere where if I know they're like my champagne pastel male, he's just a butthead until you get him out. So he'll posture up. So I sort of have him like tap trained. So I'll, like, touch his head with, a snake hook. And then he's like, oh, okay, it's not food time.
What up, Elias?
But some of the other ones, I think I might have to do that with my blood, at least to get him to be like, hey, chill out a little bit. With my boa, even with constant handling, still getting him out, it's not fun, and getting him back in is not fun.
Right.
So, and he's
You got him in a tank or a tote, Ken?
I have him in a
Your
3
boa.
foot by 2 foot by 1 foot. He's in an enclosure, so he's got a hide, big water bowl, and a tree to climb on. And he climbs on the light.
Gotcha.
If he gets longer, I want to upgrade him, but he's like 5 foot right now, and I don't think he's going to get much longer. But if he does, I have a bigger one. My concern is, I want to keep that one available for my blood just because of the girth, and it's going to might take up more area, but that's a while away. I mean, the blood's in one of these tubs right now, and he's got a lot of room. He's just too big for one of these. But we'll see. That's a work in progress because he's just feisty, if you will. Plus, the size is weird, and if I have him out, and he starts trying to bite. We lost him. Starts trying to go after me or whatever. He's not angry, or he gets angry.
Where'd Justin go?
I don't know. I'm hosting again, I guess. Must hit the wrong button.
No, I think he's having some service. I see Nick said something about check your messages, so maybe he might have tried to check his messages at the same time.
I mean, if he's on a laptop, it shouldn't be an issue. Or they were frozen. Okay. So yeah, like if the snake if he's feisty, he's launching himself off of one hand. I got sort of, I don't want to drop him, so I end up getting bit up a lot, and then we kind of struggle I get him, into his enclosure.
You got gloves on when you're handling them, or you just kind of freehand it?
Initially, it was just me, and then I realized, he might be able to smell the rodents. I'm warm, so now I'll do like with long sleeves and gloves just for now, just so like my body heat isn't really an issue.
Hey, everybody! There's Justin and Alex back.
Hey,
I didn't go too far.
we're back. Technical difficulties.
I don't know what's going on with my internet tonight. Like, it's crazy. And I have
You know what's crazy, Ken, is I used to have some boas back in the day, and I didn't really have any that tried to bite me, which was weird. I had one try to wrap me up around my neck, but I didn't have one that ever tried to bite me. And I mean, some of them were pretty decent, 7-8 footers, you know what I mean? And definitely smashing jumbo rats, like that's like, our balls taking, a little ASF.
Yeah. And for me, like it's hard for me to tell when it's actually hungry or when it's just angry or, get out of my area.
They definitely got to be handled more. That's an issue with those. Like you gotta really socialize them a lot.
And I mean, once he's out, he's fine. But if I put him down,
then go to
it's
pick him back up.
Okay. Or the second he goes back in, he squares up on me. But he's long enough that I can avoid him. But I mean, they take work. Certain animals do. Certain animals do not. I mean, you got to train a dog, right?
So do you put him in, like let him go in with his head first and kind of let him slide out of your hands that way, or do you just set him right back in there?
So if it's a good encounter or whatever, I'll sort of position him so he can go back into his hide or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes he doesn't do that, and he squares back up. He turns to face
before he's even in there.
He's like, "Oh, we're going in. Okay, I'm home. I'm safe. Get the hell out of here." While he's still on me, and it's like, all right, I gotta take this while he goes in, or try to coerce him in. But
yeah,
it's definitely been interesting, and it's taken a while, a lot longer. And by now, that's his personality. I don't think with any amount of extra handling or whatnot, he's not going to have that little instance in the beginning when I go to take him out and going back in. But I could be wrong, which is why we're still going through it. And I'm not just going to leave him you know, and take them
Well,
out.
Do you plan on breeding any other species besides balls or no, Ken?
In snakes, maybe
Yeah.
bloods. But they get big, and you know, I'm taking up a lot of space for an enclosure, just for a breeding pair.
Yeah.
Or 3 of them. So I mean, that's taking up space where I have other stuff. Maybe in the future, because there's a lot that can be done. They just get big and they can do damage. So like if you don't have one that's acclimated to you, like that tolerates handling, they'll rip off a fingernail.
So here's a good question.
I'm pretty sure you plan on doing your geckos though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean that's probably going to happen regardless. If they're going to be in the same enclosure, they're probably
right.
So here's a good question.
Just for something else on the table.
But here's a good question that Kaiju asked for all of us. You plan on breeding the blood and boa kent and panel? Are you planning on getting into another species? So Kent, pretty much, are you planning on breeding the blood and boa kent?
No, I think I just answered that.
I think you just answered that. So Stan, are you
that's probably it for now.
Are you planning on getting any other species?
I don't know. You plan on getting any other species?
Well, we do have some cresties, but
no, I want to talk.
Well, I know you guys are going to do something with them cresties.
Yeah.
My next big one, I think snake-wise, is I want a carpet, and I think otherwise I want a green tree monitor. I want a green tree monitor for sure. So that's my next big go-to is I want a nice green tree.
Carpets are nice, bro. Carpets would be nice to breed.
I mean,
so I think nice
green trees are phenomenal, man. Those things are knockouts, bro. I love them.
Yeah,
there's so much variability.
Right.
They are cool. I might get one as like a show, a pet type of thing. But I already have a couple things like that for now. And
now to blue. What are they? Blue keel. They're pretty close to a green tree.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get like an.
They're just a lot smaller,
dirt cheap
species. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they're pretty similar. They are nice though. They're a nice lizard too.
Yeah. So one of my issues is I don't want to get into something that there isn't a wide knowledge of, or isn't very hardy, right? So ball pythons, they can tolerate a lot. Crested geckos can tolerate a lot. Leopard geckos,
right?
But like if you get into something like rainbow boas, especially as hatchlings and like juveniles, things like that, your parameters have to be spot on where that animal will thrive.
And they're fragile. Like just moving them from spot to spot, they're fragile. Like they stress out super easy.
There you go, Alex.
I'm wanting to do it soon. I fed them recently, so I'm gonna try to put my regal jumpers together, and then I have 2 canopy jumping spiders, so I'll put them together once they're older. But I honestly haven't yet because I think of how many there are gonna be when they have babies, and I'm kind of confused as to how I get rid of many of them. Because I can't keep over 100, but I might want to.
That's not cool with me. So it ain't happening with me.
That's a lot.
And also, too,
living on the porch.
Jay, I'm also scared of my female eating/killing my male. But hopefully, I don't have a problem with that as long as I feed them or feed her pretty good ahead of time. It's just sometimes I see them looking at each other and I can't tell if she's looking at him like he's a snack or like he's like a snack.
Well, I mean, isn't that something that spiders do? Like if you can breed and get away, you're good. You successfully pass on your genetics.
Exactly. She's like, thanks, I got what I needed.
Okay, so
off with his head.
Yeah, too slow. Your food now.
So I'm gonna go back on.
How do you see how? Can you see how many numbers in the chat? How many
We got
total
15 in the
chats we
chat
have right now?
15 in the chat
No,
right
no.
now.
How many? No, how many total number of chats?
Oh, how do I
How
see
did Ken
that?
see that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He was looking on my channel, so it wasn't anything I was doing.
Yeah. Wait.
I know I can see how many people are there.
There's 15 in
That
the
I
chat.
could see. Yeah,
Right.
that I could see.
Yeah, I
But
don't know
Ken
how he
somehow was seeing how many total number of. Man,
there's probably
I
an
don't know.
analytics thing or something like that. I don't know. I don't really care about how many people are chatting. I care about how many people are watching.
Jay, you know how I feel about that. I don't feel great about that at all.
But Jay, you didn't ask him, you asked me. And so who cares really what his opinion is about the spider?
Yeah,
What's gonna be funny is the day I walk up to him at a show with a little Tupperware container or whatever that has a tarantula in it.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. But no, I can't see. I don't know where he's going to see that, Stan. I'm kind of actually scrolling all through here, and I don't see where he's seeing that at all.
Yeah, I was looking too, but I don't know where he's seen that. Remember last week when he was like, "Oh, we're at 500, we're at 550."
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know
I'm
how
not
he's
doing
seen
the
that.
truffle shuffle. He said, "Are you doing
No,
the
no,
truffle?"
no.
No truffle shuffle tonight, bud.
Nobody's doing a dang truffle shuffle. I can't unsee that.
I'll leave that to Ken.
Yeah, that's Ken's thing. We can't take away from it.
But no, I did write down some questions for tonight just so I can kind of keep it rolling. So I do have one question for you guys. Well, I actually have quite a few questions for you guys, but this is one that I did write down. Do you notice genes that have better or worse luck with breeding, eating, and etc.? If so, name those genes, what you guys think, and give me your opinions on it. Kent, let's start with you.
So this doesn't come from me, but it's something that I've noticed and I've heard. Spiders will, provided they don't have wobble themselves to death, spiders will eat and breed for you on a regular basis. But aside from that, acid. I've acid static confusion. I've heard people have issues with feeding, but that it seems to have originated with the original acid that came over here. Some people that have luck, some people don't. Me, I'm waiting to breed ASF to see if mine will eat something that's not a force-fed pup, and it's getting a little bit too big. So I think the next step for me on that is suck it up and buy a Da Vinci Boa supplement and try that and see if maybe that does it, or try to scent one of the rat pups with ASF smell. Take some bedding in there. Try to maybe that'll get him or her to kick on.
Right. Like I say, I don't have any problems with any of my acids. I can at least say that. Like I have 2 acids, and they eat.
Our acids
strong.
are eaters.
They eat strong,
and they're growers too. Like man, it's like every time you open them up, you're like, okay, so you're bigger than yesterday.
But
really, Nick's confused. No, spiders, they eat all the time, and if you breed them, they'll lock. In my experience, and some other people that have done this longer than me, or better than me.
Of course, Nick. Nick, you want to talk all this shit? Get your ass on here. You got no link. Get on here.
Like, dang.
I mean, I aside from like what's known to have like breeding issues, like champagne to spider, champagne to champagne, that sort of thing, but nothing, really else aside from those are like acid, like I mentioned. I've heard like puzzle stuff can be a little bitey. Again, I don't know. I don't have any of that stuff. But you can also have pair animals up and they just never want to lock up. So I mean that happens all the time.
Right.
So you could have this great project, and you're like, all right, I got the perfect male for this girl, and they want nothing to do it with each other. it's my 2 cents on that.
What about you, Stan?
What was the question?
Do you have any like genes that you notice eat better or breed better, just everything all the way around, or not really? Just it depends on like snake to snake, or do you notice any that have issues or?
I have one that has an issue, which you guys know about. It's asphalt / yellow belly, and she's like, shit. She's probably close to a year, maybe pushing close to a year and a half. And she is probably one of the finickiest eaters I got. She'll eat a few meals straight, and then she won't do nothing for a month, 2 months, and then she'll go back on food again. But other than that, I mean, pretty much all of mine, I mean, pretty much have a pretty good food response. I mean, if they're full, because you keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them and feeding them, I mean, sooner or later, you're going to hit a spot where you're like, oh, they didn't eat for a week or two, even though I offered them food. Well, they just might be full. I mean, you have to look at too, are they digesting that meal and letting that meal out before you offer the next meal? Some people, just keep feeding them, and then it's like, wow, why is there 4 piles in here when there should be 1? Well, you got to remember you kept putting those meals in them before they, got it through and digested it all. But other than that, I mean, I don't really see too much of an issue with them eating, but I guess it depends too, like atmosphere, your temperatures. There could be a lot as to why they're not eating. Stressed out. Stress is probably one of the highest things as to why they won't eat. But it's all, everybody's different. So once again, don't take what I say as a professional, but what works for me might not work for you. But I'll try anything once. If what I'm doing doesn't work, and I see something that someone else is doing, or maybe Justin tells me, hey, I do it this way. Well, maybe I'll try it and maybe it'll work. And if it works, hey, then I'll stick with it. Because if it's not broken, then don't fix it. Or maybe that doesn't work. And I asked Kraft, hey, and he says, well, this is how I do it. And I try it and it works. Well, I'm going to stick with it until it's broken. I mean, there's no sense of trying to fix it,
Right. How about this one, Stan? You see this one in the chats right here? This is actually a good question for you, actually. I know you all use pre-built racks, but what are your thoughts on constructing or DIY racks and Sterilite heat tubs? For reference, I am a carpenter by trade and have PVC at my disposal.
That's nice.
I can tell you, in my opinion, Victory Lanes, I do love the PVC. Me and Stan recently built a melamine rack, and it didn't take us no time. Melamine was cheap. And you want my opinion on lasting long-wise, the melamine's going to last longer just because of how fucking strong and heavy this shit is. But light-wise, durability-wise, over time, do I think the PVC is going to do a little bit better? Probably. So it's kind of
100%.
It's a pros and cons between the both of them for sure.
I mean, if I had...
Do you want to save your money and spend $100 on building a 10-tier real quick like we just built, and then another $30 to $100 for the heat tape and the fucking thing? So $200, you just build a sick ass rack, with your Sterilite tubs and everything, compared to me just spending $800 on a PVC rack. So there's your price difference, and there's your difference right there that you could build, and it blew my mind.
I mean,
2 hours blew the fuck out of my mind. So
yeah,
if I had PVC at my disposal, like he's saying he's got, I would still build my own rack the same way we did it, and maybe just find somebody that could route my belly heat in some of my racks, not all of them. But if he's a carpenter by trade, man, you can save yourself.
Yeah.
You can save yourself an extreme amount of money. Where are you at, Victory Lane? Where are you at? I could use some of that PVC over here. Now come out. You heard? Maybe a little shipping. Ship some. You heard?
Come
like
on.
for like an 8-tub or 18-tub sea serpent's hatchling rack, I think.
Oh, look, he's even got routers too. What? Come on.
But I think you can get one of those, 18-tub racks out of one sheet of PVC.
Oh, he's way up there. He's in Michigan. He's up in Michigan.
Whoa.
But yeah, I definitely. Okay, wow.
$88 a sheet. That's pretty good.
I think it was like 97 the last time I looked down here, so I just went ahead and bought one from Sea Serpents.
What's that, Ken?
Oh, PVC in Pennsylvania. It's like 97.
Yeah, Home Depot. You can get 1/2-inch sheets at Home Depot by us for $99 a sheet, $100 a sheet.
Yeah, it's $100 a sheet here, isn't it? Yeah, it's $100 a sheet.
All right, so here, if you really break it down, if you know somebody can route your belly heat in, right? You could buy 2 sheets of PVC. There's $200. You could buy your totes. Well, you can go to ARS or Freedom Breeder, buy your tubs. There's like another $250. You're at $450. You get your heat and your thermostat. You're at like another $200. $650. You got a 10-tier rack, tubs and everything. 10-tier rack. And that's probably rounding up. It'd probably be more like $550, $600. That would be your heat. That would be your thermostat. That would be your tubs. That would be 10-tier rack with belly heat.
Then you're asking me to come down here and do all our routing, and it will be just set.
Since it's so easy, Nick.
Since it's just so easy for you.
I don't know how to route. I don't know how to do no routing. He must be talking to Victory Lane. I don't know how to do no routing.
I know how to do it. I just don't know. I don't trust myself that it's going to be a straight line.
Hey, look, I feel like all of it is hard, and so if you guys can do any of it, look, I love it.
I mean, I built these at a spare subfloor that somebody ripped up. They're all little.
I mean, it's definitely cheaper if you can.
Are you using back heat?
No, I have 3 different things of heat tape on it.
So you ran it like a snake all the way down.
Yeah, on these ones, and then everything else that was pre-made is just one solid thing, which I don't like. So on the ones I did, this has 6 different ones. Each one of these has 6 different lines of heat tape. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they got different plugs. And you just ran into a plug strip, and they ran that plug strip to your heat thing. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Which is how, at the end of the day, that's how ARS racks are.
And they got that big old.
He still has a heat strip. He still has a plug strip where everyone's plugged into it. I'm like, well, see.
Yeah, well, I think what is it? Every tier has a plug, right, on their racks. Every tier.
Correct. Every link has its own plug. Pretty much.
Yeah, every tier.
And I was learning too with that, even with your heat, the plug strip, certain plugs in the strip run at a different amperage, so you'll not use some of them in the strip. You're like, okay, this one sucks, this one works great, this one sucks, this one works great, So some of them in that little strip, it's weird. I look at quite a few ARS racks, and everybody says the same fucking thing damn near. So I'm like, okay, well this shows me a lot right here.
But think about it. If I only have this much heat tape, it's probably going to be more uniform throughout, right? So if I have 6 of these little ones rather than one gigantic one, I think the heat's going to be, more evenly spread out because the current doesn't have as far to travel.
Go. Correct.
Right. That's why usually, up at the top where the connections are, it's going to be a lot warmer than down at the bottom.
Correct.
That's who is it from, mid Florida.
Are your tubs? No, I use that crazy, tape, that HVAC tape.
That's the same thing we use, Stan. We use the HVAC tape.
Say again?
That's the same thing we used when we built it, was the HVAC tape.
Yeah, Nick's saying we don't have it recessed in some of these. And they don't have it recessed, and I don't think
I think kind of what Kent's saying, though, the tape not being so long and being shorter, your heat's going to be more of a variable. It's not like if you run a tape fucking this long, by the time it reaches the end of it, that bottom heat's nowhere going to be as hot as the beginning of that tape, So you got to think of where that plug starts and where all that electricity got to travel all the way down to the bottom of the tape. It's not going to be as hot at the bottom of that tape as it is all the way at the top of that tape, which I'm kind of slowly learning that. I have been paying attention and looking at how it works, and I'm learning where the wires go in first on that tape. It's way harder there than at the bottom of the tape where all that electricity got to travel to.
For sure.
You know,
For sure.
So
Wherever your power is coming into it first is going to be your hottest spot.
your hottest spot. Correct. Which makes me think, though, Stan, like how we ran ours from the top, maybe we should have done it opposite and ran it from the bottom up and had more of our heat at the bottom. And like you said, bringing that heat up. So our plug should have more been at the bottom of that rack, not at the top of that rack.
It also depends where your probe is in relation to it as well, because that's what it's measuring. That's how it delivering.
And which I try to find like the middle of the tape, because you know the top of the tape is going to be hot and the bottom of the tape is going to be less hot. So the middle is going to give you that little 3 degrees, 4 degrees variant from the top of it to the bottom of it, you know?
And the other thing, like if you're doing like something like this where there's multiple, you know, it's not just a vertical tower. So like these bottom 4, they're not even plugged in. So I'm not wasting electricity heating, you know, empty totes.
Right.
So as I expand, then I'm going to do that. So yeah, I make sure my probes are secure, so they're not getting pulled off, and I'm just heating to try to get a probe that's never going to, you know, read the right temperature. So like herpostats have if it gets to this temperature, shut off type of thing, but that's not going to happen if your probe gets removed. But a lot of these other things will fail when they fail off. And there's a couple other ways you can sort of monitor that. You know, if you have Inkbird or Govee, things like that, it's like, oh, I got an alert, and I have everything on, you know, Wi-Fi plug. So if everything's screaming at me, I can just shut the whole thing down. Its chances are, you know, 70 degrees in my place is not going to, you know, kill all my animals. So you know, having some sort of automation and monitoring is helpful.
That's actually kind of nice to know, Kent, because I don't have that here. I have the Wi-Fi herpostats, which I can go on there and check it out wirelessly, not home. But you can't control so much if you're not home. So it don't let you control so much on it. It just lets you more or less view it when you're not home. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. So if you have it doesn't really help if you know, my internet goes out.
Right.
But that's probably not likely.
So what if you hooked your thermostats to an Alexa? Would that alert you if you was having a problem?
I don't know if they have that integration.
Gotcha.
But I would guess that you could link whatever you have connected to your Wi-Fi, your like Amazon Home or whatever, and then through that maybe, I don't know, because I'll get notifications like if, you know, my Nest thermostat says, oh hey, your furnace was going on and off all day, and really there's no issue. It's just like it just pops on when it's supposed to. Just
Right.
It's like, yeah, it was heating. That's what it does. It got my place up to temperature and then shut off. I mean, the other thing, if you don't want to run the heat tape, climate controlled room and go ambient.
Sometimes going ambient in rooms too, I feel, is a little easier.
You run the issue.
Honestly, I mean, okay. Well, I guess that depends on where you live too.
Here, I can't do it unless, you know.
Like for us being down here, we could probably go. It'd probably be a little easier to go ambient. I mean, you still might need an AC a little bit, but not as much.
I feel like
if you was in a room or if you was in a, you know, a decent sized shed or something to that nature, you know what I mean, in your yard.
Ooh, that I don't know the answer to.
Well, I'm saying for us, we could down here.
Up here, it's.
I mean, Justin and them have their beardies outside. You know what I mean? They seem to do just fine.
Yeah, they're also desert dwellings, so they you know, can accommodate that overnight drop. Some of these, they don't have that drop. So it all depends.
No, but I'm saying not outside like that, but in a, you know, in a shed or a building in your yard, or you know, or your room in your house with the windows closed, no AC vent open, and just keeping the room at a certain temperature. or a fan running to move some air around, you'd be fine ambient temperature. Trust me.
Yep. Oh, no, my room right now is running like during the day at like 80, at night 75. I'd say, well, actually like 85 during the day, most parts, and then 75 at night. But I also have the heat pads underneath every bin, so those stay at 89 regardless all day. And then my females are 89, my males are 88. Just say, I keep the males a little less temp, not as much. Also, I just don't want to kill that sperm in them because I know once it hits 90 degrees and that fluctuate of that herb sat pulsing that shit up. Sometimes I worry if it's going to get that 91 degrees or whatever, you know. So.
Oh yeah, I bet it does. Victory. Up there in Michigan probably does cost a fortune in heat.
Yep.
Yo, text Nick the link. Text Nick the link.
Text Nick the link.
Text Nick the link.
Text him the link. Text him the link.
Well, I gotta text you. It's on your Instagram. Go to Instagram, fool. I sent
Go to your IG. Go to your IG, fool.
It's actually gonna show up. It's been a while.
He said, "Y'all got my number."
Number. Check your Instagram.
Stan, have you worked on those names? Or Stanley? Has Stanley? Look, I'm so
Stanley's been working. Well, Stanley's been working super early all week long, but he has off tomorrow and obviously Saturday. So tomorrow, either after I get out of work or I might just come home and pick him up and then go back over there. But I'm going to go disassemble the rat rack.
Are you?
So,
because we need it over here. Come on. Get it.
Yeah, so that little tub they're living in, they're about to go to a mansion, boy.
I'll get some colonies in there. We'll go ahead and start somewhere in this house, and that way we have something.
I stopped there today, and I took a peek at it while I was there, real quick, picking up Tiff's package, and
I just want to make sure it's bulletproof. Bulletproof. So if I put it in a room here, I ain't got no rats running around my house.
Oh no, bro. Trust me. It's bulletproof, bro.
We gotta make sure it's bulletproof.
Well, you know those 28 totes that are out in the shed? We're going to use 5 of them.
Oh, nice.
I texted you the link. You got it, Nick. Come on.
Hey, Kent, do you name your snakes?
That was another question.
No.
You don't?
Okay, a couple of them have names because I like puns and I like things that are funny. So my highway is named Kenny Loggins. My blue-eyed Lucy is Betty White. I don't think I named anything else, really. It's if I name it, then it becomes a pet.
I knew you was gonna say that. I
mean, some of the other animals here do have names, but they're more, I'm not going to get rid of my Russian tortoises. They might get rid of me. I don't know exactly how old they are. Yeah, or they have nicknames. They're not like I didn't actually name them, but if one's like a butthead or something like that, or bitey. Yeah, I don't, because then if I name it and I wind up liking it, then I'm gonna want to keep it. And when really I got into this to sort of try to make snakes and then move them to other people when they don't fit my projects. So if I'm holding everything back, then why am I even putting myself out there like this?
He said he doesn't do Instagram, fool.
I sent it to him.
You got to get your brand out there.
I like that, Vickers. He said all my snakes have biblical names except one has Lucifer, Eve, Abigail, Cain, Abel,
and Katy Perry.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, we name all of our. Well, I name all of ours, I should say.
It was up to me. They had just codes -16792. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Clutch 1 2023 LP.
Justin's over there giving them cell block names and shit.
Exactly. I'm serious.
Justin's like behind him. He's like, all right, this is row A. This is row B block.
This
C block. D block.
Yeah.
He's like inmate number 76541.
I'll be recording everybody's, info whenever we're feeding them and stuff, and I'll be like, "Was that mystery?" Or whoever, and he'll be like, "No, that was 6-524." I'm like, "Shut up, never mind." Like,
no, I'm not the only one that does the naming based on like a lot number or an ID number. Yeah, I call it this, but you can call it whatever you want when you buy it from me.
Right. Yeah, I name pretty much anything that's living in the house has a name. My spiders all have names. Everybody's got a name.
But when when people in like group chats or in a live talking about an animal and they're like, "Oh yeah, Raven," it's like, well, is it the gene or is that what you name this? Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
It's sort of like confusing. Like I get a lot of people call me Kraft. Well, because for the longest time, I didn't really have my first name or like anything, my actual name, on any social media. So it was kind of funny when I was like, "Yeah, my name's Kent Beers," and they're like, "Oh, light bulb goes on."
Right.
It's like, how long did you let us not know your name? It's like, well, I wanted to keep it going, but you guys were asking me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my street.
So what's your name?
Pressure all the time. Nobody knows Justin no more. It's just pressure.
I mean, I get that when you go up the chats, but I can't figure out like Don has it. I have it like on my channel, but it never turned over into my chat handle for whatever reason, where you can actually see my name.
It's weird, honestly. Like, period. The internet, like, there's some stuff that I feel like doesn't link, and then one day I get on and shit's like linking all together and stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it's kind of funny because before it wouldn't go, like when I get on my YouTube, it wouldn't show me that I'm watching on my PlayStation. Now I can click and connect it with my PlayStation, so it's viewing y'all, and I can comment on my phone while it's viewing y'all on the PlayStation.
Yeah, connected TV stream. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, I didn't do that before. Now, why all of a sudden are you doing this crap? So it's weird how like all this crap technology, just like you're like, it's supposed to do this, it's not doing this, but we want things to do that it doesn't want to do yet.
And then you get so frustrated when it's not.
Share us out, smash that like, hit that subscribe button while you're there too. Share it out, share it out. We get 20 up in the chat. I'll donate another $1 with Ken to US Art.
Yay!
We're gonna take a quick break and shout out to the sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually,
shout out to Jay. Shout out to Jay. Big shout out to Jay.
He's a good sponsor of the channel. Absolutely. Everybody go check out Jay with
Green Line Morphs.
Yep. Go
yes,
check
sir.
out Instagrams, YouTube, everything. Y'all got them on there. Check them
Green
out.
Line Morphs.
And what's
Oh, I forget what.
Trying to think of Ken's. Yeah, the barbecue sauce. Man.
Barbecue sauce.
That's Ken's channel.
Sorry, Ken. Yeah, it's one of his other sponsors. Man. I can't think of it at the moment.
Yeah, isn't that somebody in his family that does the barbecue sauces for Ken?
Yes.
It's somebody in his family. I think it's his sister, cousin, or something like that.
Justin's like, I think it's his sister, cousin, aunt.
But shout out to the barbecue maker.
Sauce guy.
Sauce guy. We love sauce.
Shout out to Don D for his birthday. Happy birthday, Don D.
Birthday, man. Totally.
Yeah, shout out to Don D. Happy birthday for sure. Like I said, y'all gotta excuse me tonight. It's been a long work day. It's been nonstop for me today. It's been nonstop.
Yeah, boy. Don't forget tomorrow now, everybody go check out Hair Down Friday now.
Oh, yeah.
And
Look,
Saturday, don't forget, you go over and check out Miss Lady Tiz.
Lady Tiz, you got keys.
Yeah, it should be on a one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
And
then,
then you got the Wizza Saturday night.
sophisticated
Sophisticated.
ignorant.
Everybody
Yeah,
hop on
yeah.
that Saturday night.
10.
You know you'll catch us on the live on Saturday night, so come on.
Don, how old are
Kraft,
you?
when's your Don is 50.
50.
The 5-0, the big 5-0.
That's a good one. And you know, you already
said he's
know.
eight.
I see that you're a Scorpio, Don. I peeped
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, I see you, Don.
Okay.
You heard?
I'll be on normal time.
How many other Scorpios in here? Yeah, my other Scorpio is sleeping.
Leo.
As she well deserves her beauty rest.
Lions.
Absolutely. She also
Me
needs
and Victory Lane figured out how to do
so
it.
whenever you get a chance, get a palm front and go over there and fan her. Make sure she's feeling nice.
We call them
Nice and
Leos.
Oh, I check her. Thank you, and I want to thank Holly last night for big shout out to Holly for having us on last night and having the wife on. I appreciate that 100%.
Absolutely. And shout out to everybody who supported it too.
There you go, Bill.
Yes,
Bill
yes.
Victory Lane.
See, now we know it's Bill.
We know it's Bill. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill.
You know we're 90s kids when you know that. Oh, Bailey's Royal Beauty, Scorpio.
Yeah.
I'm afraid if I change everything.
There's a lot of Scorpio in the house over here.
That's what I'm talking about. See, we all get
What
each
do you-
other. That's why we're all here.
What do you, Kraft?
I don't know whatever the heck March 26th is.
You don't know your
Rant or
what?
something.
He don't even fucking know. He don't even fucking know.
What are you, Kraft? The fish or the bull?
Line up exactly with months. It's like, well,
Do
we're
you
gonna
know
go
what
from the
fucking color
February
it
15th
is?
to March 22nd, and then it's like all arbitrary dates.
Do you even know what color it is?
What?
No.
You mean his birthstone?
Yeah.
I'm assuming 'cause it's
He's
March,
like,
it's probably
nope.
green. There's
I
colors.
love that. That's so great. He's like, whatever the heck, March.
We're gonna look it up for you right now. Actually, we're gonna find out what is March 22nd.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
find
think
out. Right
it's
now.
Aries. I don't know.
26.
Does it describe me as an Aries? Because Rob says Amish don't do zodiac sign.
Amish don't do.
Did you see April or March?
I'm March 26th. I'd say Aquarius, or no, it's Aries. I'm
Ken,
just
You're
how-
Aries. Yeah,
Ken,
you're
how old are
Aries.
you?
34.
It's Aries. So what color is Aries? What color is Aries? We're gonna find out what your color is.
Well, March would be the color, the birthstone.
It's don't now?
So it's like a red. You're like red, homie. That's even sweeter. Like red's cool. What? That's cool.
Luke, I'm the year of the dragon.
I'm the year of the what is it?
Oh, I forget what.
it's snake. I think I'm the year of the snake.
This guy coming in with year of the snake in Chinese zodiac.
July 20.
Hey.
Y'all look it up. July 29th.
Look, he's like, you guys look it up, write it down.
7/29/89. Come on.
Now, Justin, when I see you on Saturday, you remind me that, and I'll tell you something that's going to happen in 2025.
For me?
Oh,
Yep.
for your snake, probably. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm the earth snake is what I am. I'm the earth snake. And it's kind of funny because ball pythons, they are a land snake. They're not an airable snake. So come on.
Shit, we got flying snakes now?
You guys y'all hate me.
He said flying snakes.
What's cooler than a
Hey,
dragon?
Kraft, you ever hear of African dormouse or a mini squirrel?
Yeah, I've heard of
Isn't that the
mini
crap I got
squirrel. Squirrel.
in the breeding tub over in the next room?
What do you got?
Well, I got them soft furs. I mean, or who knows what the heck they actually are.
No. There's a difference between a soft fur and an African dormouse.
Yeah,
No,
an
African dormouse.
is smaller.
Yeah, but an African dormouse is also considered as a dwarf squirrel.
It's a dwarf squirrel. Yeah.
How's it a mouse?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's
Exactly.
adorable. That's adorable.
And it's all snake food.
Oh, come on now. You better stop with all that nonsense.
Yeah.
The wife likes them. She says they're adorable.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and so are like other rodents that do this. But they
Yeah.
Well, I did find out that ASFs have the most nipples among rodents.
See, you should have got Pat on here, and then we could have been watching old Ratatouille.
You see what old Luke said? The African soft furs are called multis.
Multis.
Yeah,
Little brother Luke.
Right? Luke?
Right?
So
I
Luke,
forget what the
right?
actual name is. I had to look it up to make sure I could actually, have them. And there weren't any other things I had to be concerned about.
Oh, they're field mouse anyplace else, bro.
Well, I so in their own range.
Hybrid rat.
Love it.
He said, did you see what Rob M said, Kent? If you keep trying to milk them, they'll never breed.
I want to quote Pete's parents. Greg, I have nipples. Can you milk me?
Right? That's what I was
Can you
thinking.
milk
Oh,
me?
shit.
That's how they got their name, though. Look it up. God.
Oh my
Kraft
gosh.
is like, male or female, nipple or no nipple?
How many
Yeah,
nipples?
kind of.
Count the nipples.
Oh, there's too many.
He's like, this one's an oddball. She's only got 7 nipples. Everybody else has got 10. That food.
And then Kent's like, we'll keep her. She's different.
She's a classic.
They still
Yeah.
haven't gone for me yet, which is kind of. It has to have been like 4 weeks. So either they were just at
What?
my ASFs that I picked up.
And they were breeder size already?
About there. So I don't know. Some of them in the grow outs were Rego when we got them, but I let Chris take those ones. So it may be instead of because it's like a 28-day period. So I figured, 4 weeks or so, I should start having litters, and I haven't yet. Unless I have, and they ate it. But I haven't seen any blood.
I think the first breeder colony of ASFs I got, I want to say it was about 6 weeks after I got them before they dropped their first litter.
I mean, I know once it happens, it's going to
And then from that point on, it was just like you would pull out 10, 12 of them, and it'd be like already another 15 and they're laying down. So, I mean, they go quick. It's just, the ASFs, obviously, they don't grow as fast as a Norwegian, but they definitely, I noticed a difference when I was feeding mine ASFs compared to feeding mine Norries.
I mean,
Even though, a small Nori is weighing more than an ASF small, but you just got to pump up the size of your ASF. You can't, say I was giving it a small Nori and give it a small ASF.
I'm not going to switch over like that. It's more.
I don't know.
It's
An ASF
something
has
that's more nutritious for a
nutrition.
hatchling. I mean, a rat pink is, not as nutritious as an ASF of the same size. So I'd rather feed
Right.
an ASF to sort of kickstart all of these.
So doesn't
And then I can
ASF
always
have-
feed off the breeders, unlike the Norwegian rats.
Twice the protein, Justin, twice the protein.
That's what I figured. ASF has twice the protein. So what does it matter what, at the end of the day, they're getting it way better than giving them the
Yeah, I look
feel
at it
like
as
they're all around better and stuff. So I don't know. I don't really see,
I mean-
but I also don't really know why you would do like Norwegians over ASFs.
I feed Norwegian frozen and I feed ASF live, and my Norwegian frozen snakes don't even tumble as much as my ASF snakes do. They fucking
They
keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Like there's no fucking doubt in that. I don't care what anybody says. I witnessed it myself here. These frozen
And I mean,
rats-
it all depends too on what your breeder from who you're getting your feeders from is feeding them. You know what I mean? If they're giving them decent quality foods that they're eating, then obviously your snakes are getting quality fed. If you're going to somebody you're buying your rodents from that is giving them a shit diet and they're not that healthy of a rodent, then don't expect your snakes to look that healthy either, you know?
Right.
Right.
True.
I mean,
Which is
I mean,
why
when
it's
I
good
was
to-
doing mine, I was giving them, the black sunflower seeds. I was giving them oats. I was giving them carrots. I was giving them sweet potatoes.
Flea market,
Bananas, dried bananas, strawberries.
Listen, the farmer's market and flea market's your best friend when you're breeding rats. You go to flea market.
Sometimes.
Listen, you go to flea
Sometimes
market.
you can actually go to the grocery store and go in the back and they'll give you all the stuff that's like just about to be going out of date.
But
And so you go through it and you take what you want and it's free.
Same thing at the flea market. You'll find like those stands where they have all their vegetables, and you'll see that box on the ground of the vegetables that don't look the greatest but are still okay.
Yeah, for $1.
He'll give it to you for a couple bucks. The whole box full of shit. And you go home with it and feed that whatever, It's still good. They're gonna eat this shit, So that's why I said the flea market actually is good because you're getting all local.
I mean, if you think about it, rats, mice, they'll eat garbage, right? That's been sitting outside. So if you're giving them something that's like, not going to be going bad for another day or two, they're going to devour it before it goes bad.
Here you go, Victory. Here you go, Bill. I got some Missouri.
Yeah, I feed combo here.
We keep it a lot too.
But I feel like going a relationship with a local farmer is probably better than like me going over to Target, because Target will give us crap. They're gonna throw it out and it's a write-off.
Yeah, that's
You're using the 6F too, Justin?
Do what?
The 6F.
You use the 6F, Missouri?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the 6F. No, it's the rat and mouse diet. I use the rat and mouse diet is what I use.
Yeah, but try to buy that in a 50-pound bag.
Oh, I'm sure. See, I got those on sale like PetSmart. Buy one, get one free. So I was in there grabbing fucking bags. So.
Yeah, but try to get a 50-pound bag.
Yeah.
I got
it's ridiculous what you got to pay for the shipping.
200 pounds of rat food in there.
I got some farmer markets and
like
stuff
that.
you might can get it for cheap. I think I know some places.
I know some places too. I mean, what do you want to use? I mean, do you want to use Collenbach? Do you want to use what the hell is the other one? FMR or RMF?
And then there's Kent.
I want to go to my little market out in Stark and see what they have first before and see because I know that place, man. They got even the dog shots. They got everything, man. It's crazy that place that I go to in Stark, and it's dirt cheap.
I mean, if they can get the Missouri, that shit is banging. I'm not gonna lie. The stuff I was using is OGS, I think it is, or Gut, it's called. They're out of Ocala, and it's like $40 for a 50-pound bag, or I'm sorry, $30 for a 40-pound bag. But a 40-pound bag feeds the same thing as a 50-pound bag, and they have an additive in it that breaks down their urine smell so it doesn't leave a high urine content smell in there.
Yep. And see, this place is kind of like the same out in Stark. Like I get my chicken feed for them for the farm out in Stark. Remember I told you I have a little farm out in Stark. So we get our chicken feed, we get our pig feed, everything from there. And like they hook us up. They do like I mean, I've been everywhere. Ocala, down to Gainesville to some places and spent like a few dollars more still compared to this place. So like I said, I really just want to go there and see what they have for us, and maybe it could do a little bit better. Might not. Who knows? It's still going over there worth the risk.
I mean, if they carry Missouri, it's a good chance they could just get it on their truck and not pay the shipping and still pay for the bag. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah,
they charge us like $1 more, maybe not because I buy so much feed from them already. They might give me a deal still, but look, I want another 10 pound bags of this or 50-pound bags of this. They might be like, okay, cool,
I mean, you would have to.
I get my oyster, corn, everything from them.
Yeah. So we're talking about this in PA a while back. Like our Tractor Supply doesn't carry rodent food. A lot of the places, I think the only place I saw was like in Agway, a couple counties over, they carried it. So it all depends on whether or not your store is able to order it in. So if it's a big chain, it might not even they're not going to be like, oh yeah, we're not even going to throw
Tractor Supply. Forget about it.
Yeah, and I would say
it's got to be a sizable amount to make it.
This is a local mom and pop farmers market, like in Stark, that only deals with all the local farmers in Stark. That literally they've been there for years, are not going nowhere. It still beats all the local big chains that come into town. So that's why I say I think they actually might. I can't. It's weird. It's I want to call it Hudson Farms Farmer Market or something like that. It's something weird like that. But they're the greatest, bro. When I go up to Stark, I'll check them out for sure. And I'll let you know the name for sure.
Yeah.
What do you use, Ken? The Columback?
Yeah. Well, I've used Kent, which I didn't like the. So the queues were they were huge.
Yeah.
But it was cheap. It was the cheapest of 3 at the time. Missouri was the most expensive. Little bigger than the Kalmbach cubes, but mine seemed to like the Kalmbach the most. That was what they ate, and everything else was left over until I sort of forced them to eat it because I had 3 different bags of stuff. So I was sort of feeding off the other stuff before the Kalmbach.
Right.
And the Kalmbach shipped here from Chewy, so 2 bags, free shipping.
Yep. And what is it, like $30 a bag?
He's got to schlep a couple $100 of feed to my door.
What's it like $30 a 50-pound bag, right?
It used to be 28. Now it's over 30. But yeah, we've been trying to see if we can get one of our feed stores to bring it in. I mean, and they're not really likely to do it unless they can move a quarter truckload, half truckload. We're talking 8
Now, I know sometimes at bigger shows, Missouri will set up a booth, and you can usually buy their food from them. What did I get it in Daytona for the 1 year? I think I got it for I want to say it was $20. I want to say for a 50-pound bag, $25 for a 50-pound bag, something like that. It was stupid cheap. Aspen, I think I paid $12 for a monster brick of it.
Yeah, I mean the prices they went up sort of after.
Doesn't it come?
What was that, Justin?
Block, doesn't it come huge? In it a big block?
No, it's regular size pellets. I don't know. Yeah. What do you say? Maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches long.
Yeah, I mean it's
okay.
It
and a half inch in diameter around.
So it can sit on top.
So is it bigger
right
than the Missouri though? Is it bigger than the Missouri though?
No.
So it's the same size as the Missouri then?
It's smaller.
Oh, it's smaller.
Yeah.
Right, but if you have quarter inch your hardware cloth, on top of your rack,
that's what I use.
It won't go through. Okay.
No.
What about the lab containers? Will it go through the lab containers in the wire?
It should.
No.
I forget because I actually want to get those for my ASF grow outs.
I have some lab containers right here.
Yeah, I mean it should sit there just like that.
No, it'll sit on that too.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
It'll sit on that.
Fall through a little quicker.
Look, I'm interested in this. What Bill asked: has anyone used mixed hard candies at all?
I've never heard of that.
I mean, I get where it could be good for teeth, but also it's sugar.
You're putting candy in your snake. Sweet sugar.
Well, you are giving it sugar, but if they drink, you're kind of giving an electrolyte at the same time. Correct. That does.
As
long, I guess if you didn't overdo it, because it is kind of good for the mom to get some extra electrolytes. You know what I mean?
Right, replenisher.
So the babies are getting it too. You know, just like any animal.
Yeah.
But I've never personally tried the candy. That would be the only. I would say that would be the only reason I would think you'd want to use hard candy or mix it in with it.
Right.
Like sugars in with pastas and things like that. Different.
It's like a banana. You don't want to bust down a banana. You bust down all the sugars. You want to eat a banana whole, more or less, than You'll get more fat by breaking a banana down and putting it in a smoothie. You'll gain weight than eating a banana whole.
Well, it's like no different in carrots. Everybody thinks, oh, a rabbit, just give them carrots, give them carrots. If you give a rabbit too much carrots, the carrots actually turn into sugar for a rabbit.
Correct.
So,
1000%.
it's same thing with like the ASFs. You can give it to them, but every once in a while, like baby spinach, but you don't want to give it to them a lot because it'll start to mess with their urinary tract. So you got to kind of watch some of the stuff you do give it. Like everybody's like, oh, just give it greens. It's like, yeah, well, you got to watch certain greens you give them.
And if something has a lot of iron content or a vitamin, it could throw your smaller animals out of whack. So I like to pay attention to. Now I have in a former life I worked at a food bank. I have some food safety certification, so I can kind of read the ingredients on stuff. So I look at what's in the food I'm feeding, and I try not to add too much of the stuff that's already in there on top. So if they're getting certain vitamins and things like that, or medication, anything in the feed that I'm already providing, I don't want to add something that has more of that.
Right.
And another thing, and this one I had it happen to me because I needed rat food in a pinch and I couldn't get it shipped in time, so I bought a bag of flock feeder for poultry to sort of hold them over because it's similar protein and similar makeup. And I was thinking, well, why don't I just get like pig food or something else? But that's made for a much larger animal, so any medication, antibiotics, anything in that feed is probably going to be way off for something like that big. So I try to avoid that. Sure, the same basic ingredient, yes, but
is there other like you kind of said, is there other big blocks of like pig food or something that we could use possibly for the rat that we could just bust down and break down ourselves and make them into little chunks possibly, or kind of cost and price wise maybe down the road? I don't know. It's just
So you're saying that you got that feed place and start.
Has anybody ever like expanded their mind and gone another route with other big bulk feed for other animals that will just work as well for the rats, to more or less try to say,
Yeah, so the animals kind of have to be like the same size, things like that. Dog food, way back when they still made it, Tractor Supply had like this doggy bag dog food that was very cheap, that people were using to feed the rats and they had no issue. Then I believe they discontinued that, but that feed is like $9 for like a 50-pound bag. So like in reality, the dog food itself probably wasn't that good for your dog.
Right.
It covered the base needs. But if you had a big ass dog, like a huge breed, and you had your, premium dog food, you could sort of mix this cheaper dog food in there, sort of make it last longer. And well, like Bill's saying, if you have a grain mill, they might be able to make something up for you.
Well, Justin, you're saying you got that place that sells feed. You can get a lot of natural grain from them for the rodents and pretty much make your own feed and without grinding it up or anything.
A lot of their grain that I know, because I get it for the chickens and stuff, it's like really grounded up. So it would just go right through, like especially the little lab rat container. It would just go right through. It's not big grain though, you know what I'm saying? So
I make a block with like peanut butter and other things.
Because I know they do have like some big like pig blocks and stuff, and I wonder what's in there nutrition wise, vitamin wise, and whatnot that they would use. Like I don't know. Like I'm thinking like maybe I could mash that and break it down. But at the end of the day, I could be wasting my time and waste my money too at the end of the day. So I'm just kind of like thinking on mine, kind of expand it elsewhere and trying to think.
It depends what else is in there, because a lot of these things have certain antibiotics.
Correct. You gotta do your research, obviously.
That are formulated. Like maybe I don't even think you can get away with like piglet food for that reason, because I mean they're a lot bigger in size. So I know that the flock feeder,
pigs will eat any fucking thing at the end of the day too. So.
I know that the flock feeder is close. I just wouldn't. I think it might be a little sweeter. I mean, they were gobbling that up. Like I blew through that. So it might not be as healthy, but it's still as far as the grains go and the things involved, it was comparable, protein, things like that. So it held me over until I was able to get stuff shipped here. But yeah, read the ingredients, make sure, the percentages are similar, and, if there's no antibiotics or medicate, like nothing that's formulated for a specific species of animal or size. If none of that stuff's in there, then it really shouldn't matter as long as the nutritional content and the ingredients are the same.
Correct. Makes sense.
Okay, that was a lot. I'm thirsty now.
Yeah, right. Same.
All right, so let's go back on some more questions if you guys want to. If you guys want to answer some more questions. So what do you guys see the market going into the next couple years? What do you see, like, with buyers and sellers? Like, how is it going to go? Like, better for the sellers, less for the sellers, better for the buyers, less for the buyers? How do you feel the next couple of years are going to go? I'm not saying a 5-year expense, because we already know a 5-year expense, you're going to have a lot of highs and lows.
Well, so yeah, I mean, 5 years we might be back where we are right now.
Kind of where we are right now. It's a buyer's market right now. We all know it's a buyer's market right now.
Yeah, if you can get into certain projects, get in now. Like, if
Get
you
in now.
And it's something that you need to be like building blocks to, elevate what you have. Me personally, just because of my size and where I want to go, I'm holding back on breeding some of the pet stuff. If I make it, it's going to be a byproduct of something else. Because I don't want to be sitting on like a pastel male. Even
That's
if
kind of what you just said, Kent. I've been looking already at like a wholesaler. I'm already looking at like, where can I get rid of the ones that are just, I come in clutches that just isn't really, I'm not going to make nothing on. Do I give a shit about too much? No, just get them out the door. I don't want to take care of them too much.
Well, we care about all of them.
We care about all of them. Yeah.
Right. But it's sort of like, okay, I don't want to grow this thing up. If there's somewhere
hit some of those in your clutches.
So many, yeah.
You're gonna hit some normals in your clutches. You're gonna hit some of those, especially running heads or whatever else. So I feel like that's the next big step out of all 3 of us in the group. Gotta find somebody, the ones that aren't gonna sell as much. Or do a giveaway.
Yeah. I mean,
do people want to give away? They want to get the snake that's not worth this too.
I mean, you still got to make pet quality animals.
Yes, absolutely.
Even if because wholesalers are looking for pet quality animals, because wholesalers are going to sell them to their Petco, their Pet Smarts, whoever they have lined up is going to buy their stock from them. If everybody makes nothing but, every breeder that's out there makes nothing but banger animals,
the banger animal market is going to come down.
Yeah, but what pet owner is going to go out and say, I'm going to buy little Bobby his first snake for $800?
Well,
you know anybody? You know anybody? I don't know anybody.
Like a clown was out of
I don't know any parent that's buying little Bobby $800 snake.
Right.
They're gonna be risking.
They're looking for the $100 to $150 marker to buy little Bobby his first snake.
And now that's an animal like a clown or a pied that a couple of years ago was a couple $100. I mean, it's all, since a lot of people got in, a lot of people bought up breeding the same damn snakes, right? Like, oh, we saw Kabilka, so we're going to change Batmans, and now I think
100%.
Half the ball pythons for sale right now are probably pastel or clown, and a couple other.
I'd say definitely clown, 100% clown, because I mean, you go look at Morph Market, it's like clown is out there. I mean. And I'm not hating on clown, because you put clown with certain stuff and it's bangers. But if you look at Morph Market, there's probably at least 12, 13, 14,000 snakes on there that are just clown, whether they're het or visual.
It's like flooding. Yeah.
So one of the issues, we have a flooded market, right? Because everybody that got in during the pandemic that didn't get out yet has a butt ton of snakes that they're trying to sell, and everybody else that was in there already has snakes to sell. So we're all competing with each other. So if you can carve out your niche market, your niche projects that nobody's working with, or not as many people are working with, I think you'll do better. But I do think that, at some point the prices will bottom out and then they'll start to climb up again. As the economy gets better, as people have more spending money, more disposable income. And it's the same thing with any.
It's like the stock market.
Exactly.
It's just like the stock market. It's going to have its ups and downs, and when it has its downs, it's like who sticks in and who jumps out. Just like the stock market. Do you say, let me try to stick it out, or do you say, all right, let me jump out and get away from it before I lose my ass? You know what I mean?
Like one of the issues where we had the seller's market a couple of years ago, where people were, here's what was let's say a $400 DG girl, right? So what is? Oh, I want that. I want to get into that project. $600. So we're overpaying for something, that was at a high point at that time. And then the market went down, and I have all these snakes that I overpaid for at the time, and I'm expecting to get that similar return when I reproduce them. Now, even if, say you buy Stranger for $1,000 now, and in 3 years it's 500. If you produce 3 clutches, half of them are all Stranger, you're making your money back. But you're probably not gonna get that 1,000, and that's what people need to realize. And I feel like, I've seen people with racks for sale on Facebook Marketplace. It's like, well, you want $400 or something I can get for $425 brand new. Why am I going to buy that from you? It's not worth it.
There's a rack I've seen that was like me and Stan probably built for probably $300, and dude was wanting $900 for it. And I was like, bro, you understand? I can go get a brand new mid-Florida display rack for $800 and some odd change.
Yeah, it's it.
Like it doesn't make no sense, buddy. Like, I get what you're doing. You got in a project, and probably you're like, fuck, this isn't what I want to do no more. But don't try to get top dollar for everything, because that's not how it's going to work.
I would rather not necessarily take a loss, but I've seen proven breeder butter females on Morph Market for like $300. I'm selling mine for like $100 at the reptile show. Why? Because I wanted to move. She gave me 4.
That's the thing. Like, in this market, I feel like a lot of people get butthurt over people undercutting, and I feel like it's not necessarily undercutting. I feel like it's a person who just wants to get off their shit off their table the quickest, so they can get the next shit on the table and get it gone too, and get the money in their pocket. They're not sitting here trying to get rich. They're just sitting here just trying to get rid of the animals. So not sitting there feeding them all day long. So all you guys that want to get hurt and be like, oh, well, he's getting rid of this and hurting the market, doing this in the market.
No, because
I get how you're feeling.
It's gone. And you're one that's been there for 6 months on Morph Market. You're paying $25 a month to have it listed.
Correct.
Now that $300 snake is now,
and you're trying to get top dollar for the snake. That at the end of the day, when you go on Morph Market, is anybody gonna? If you see the snake listed for $6,000, and you put lowest price first, you see that same snake listed for $3,500. Who's gonna pay $6,000 when they're gonna pay $3,500? I mean, realistically, you use your brain in the whole situation and get rid of the snake and get it off your table and keep moving on with the next ones. Like, if you got in this game thinking you're gonna get rich, like, don't make me go on a rant, because I go on a rant tonight about this shit, because it will make me go on a rant. Because people want to get like just $8,000 for this motherfucking snake. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, you got the same snake over here going for $3,500. Who's gonna pay that?
What the hell happened to their camera?
I don't know. My lace is either having a health issue or taking the weirdest shit ever.
I don't know. I think they got kicked out again.
No, it's their webcam. Something might have happened with that. He was in the middle of a good rant too.
Yeah. He was starting to get excited.
But yeah, I mean, I do feel like you have to manage your expectations with when you're selling anything or dealing with any market. Just because you paid X amount when you got in does not mean that same thing is worth X amount when you go to move on from it.
Just like buying a car, you buy a $50,000 car today, drive it off the parking lot, come back tomorrow. You come back tomorrow, and they're like, "We'll give you $30,000." Well, I just bought it yesterday for $50,000, but we'll give you $30,000.
Big breeders hacked them so he couldn't finish the rant.
Hey, everybody, we got Justin and Alex up here. Whoop whoop.
Volume. Can't hear you.
Your volume. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
We can't hear
You're
you.
muted.
Here we go. I'm not muted no
We
more.
made it again.
But no, that
Dun,
shit,
dun, dun, dun.
it was my actual good camera. So now we're on my laptop camera, but my normal camera, the battery got exhausted. Too much heat. So
But we're here nonetheless.
We're here nonetheless. But yes, that
Well,
shit has.
all right, Justin, settle down. It's getting too hot in there, man. Take a breath. Take a deep breather.
But no, that shit gets me pissed though. Like, I mean, everybody's gonna feel me on the situation. Everybody wants to get mad over pricing this. It's like, bro, like, I think we are entrepreneurs. We did get in this game as entrepreneurs. It is a hustle. We and hobbyists, but we are hustling these fucking snakes. So if you want to be pissed off because one dude's hustling a little bit better than the other person, don't get mad. Don't get mad. Like, that's just how I feel about it. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but there's still going to be people that get mad about it. I mean, you go to shows, and if we go to the same show, all three of us together, right? And all three of us got acid. Neither one of us really know each other. We might say, "Hey, what's up?" to each other because we see each other at the show. And Kent's got acid for $1,200, and you got acid for $15. And I got acid for $2,000. Why would I get mad at the guy who's got his less? I mean, I'm just not looking at the market of I should be bidding the market right. It's either that or you know, I can't say greed, but some people feel like their time is super valuable, and your time is valuable. 100% your time is valuable, but I mean, it really. You got a lot of price too goes with how much overhead do you have. If you have a 5,000 square foot facility with lights, power, internet, a couple of employees, well, your overhead is going to be more than my overhead if it's me and my son doing it together in a 500 square foot building.
listen,
So the guy who's got the more overhead he's going to charge more. I mean, you know that. I mean, the guy who has more overhead is going to charge more because he's got to cover his overhead.
More to make up for. Yeah.
listen,
Yeah,
I own a
100%.
I'll bid a job, $250. And I'll tell them, call three other pressure washers, get a bid, and come to me. If their price is higher than mine or lower than mine, I'll beat their price. Now, is that wrong for me doing that? Absolutely not. It's a market value. They're gonna do it. Every homeowner out there is gonna be like, okay,
I mean,
let me call this guy. Let me call this guy. So is it wrong for people to do that same thing with a fucking snake? No, it's not. So why is anybody getting mad over it? That's ridiculous.
okay, I mean, I can see if you have like a stranger DG clown and you sell it for like $1,000, it's gonna piss some people off. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, you know, some things on the lower end where it's like, okay, you have it listed for $300. I'm selling it for $100. Difference is I sold mine and you didn't. That's why you're angry.
That's why you're angry.
I could have sold it for $299, but I was lower than you, or better reputation. You know, there's a lot of things that go into it, and people just, you know, we're supposed to sell, or you know, we're in the business of selling these animals. And you have to adjust your prices to your market. Now, I understand, like what you mentioned, bidding out projects. At some point, it's, you know, unless you have like 7 other projects where it makes the one you're, you know, going really low on to get the contract feasible. I mean, there's a point where you're like, you know, I can't do it for that price. You know,
Shit, me though. I hate to say it. I'm loaded on jobs. I can't even take any more jobs. But the next job I bid, I'm still gonna beat anybody's price. This is how I am.
right? But if you have everything else, you know, leverage where you can go a little bit lower, or you're just doing that volume where you can,
Right.
then it's different than just, you know, taking a loss just to get the contract.
I took a loss just to get the contract though. Just to get my foot to the door. My company, man, I tell you, I've been downhill, uphill, crying, eating ramen fucking noodles. Like it's like I said, like everybody's like, it's the risk, it's the fight, it's the struggle. It's you gotta keep putting yourself out there, keep doing it, everything like that. You know, like I don't know, And I think, yes, did I underbid a lot of jobs? Fuck yeah, I underbid a lot of jobs. Did I get them done in a quick time and still make money off of them? Hell yeah, I still made a little bit of money off of them. But it's that work and that's that struggle and it's that entrepreneurness. Like, we're all entrepreneurs. Every one of us in this game, you went from a hobbyist to an entrepreneur. You are now owning your own company. It is now you. You are your own title. Whatever you go, you wear that fucking shirt. Brewery, Kraft Brewery, Seasoned Serpents. You wear that shirt everywhere you go. You stand in the grocery store line, people see it, they ask about it, you tell them about it. Go like and subscribe and come check me out, you know.
I make the joke, if I wear it and I go somewhere, can I write off the entire trip because I'm technically advertising?
You damn right.
Exactly.
That's why you need your accountant. That's why you need your accountant.
You also write the shirt off itself because it's a uniform.
Every bit of clothing you buy, every dinner you go out, come on, you know, get your accountant, buddy. It'd be the best thing ever in your life.
It's the joke. You go out to dinner. It's like, okay, can we talk reptiles for like 5 minutes? Okay, now it's a business expense.
Yep. Come on.
Yep.
So,
I mean, obviously you can't abuse this, but there's certain things within reason that, like, if I host a barbecue for a bunch of reptile breeders, it's like a, you know, could be considered a conference, or, you know, there's some sort of ability to write it off.
For sure.
I've gone out of state on pressure washing, what do you call them?
Like
Seminars.
Oh, yeah.
And I've gone on a few seminars and whatnot, and kind of just get out of the state and go visit other areas and go to an hour seminar, but it paid for the whole trip, pay for everything. Even if I went to the mall, buy a little extra clothing, whatever, pay for it all, you know. So it's still like, you know, you got to take it all in consideration. I don't know. Now it's all a big company. You got to put it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like you having that experience, and I think Adam had some really nice things to say about you the other night after you gave him some money. But I feel like having that business experience and then translating it over into this is helpful, because a lot of people don't have that. And they sort of just, okay, I'm, you know, sort of flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to that side of this. You know, they got the animals, but they don't understand, you know, the market, the business, that sort of thing. So they get, you know, bummed out when it sucks. And you just got to weather the storm. I've seen people, it's like, oh, I didn't sell anything in my first show, I'm done. Or I had a couple bad beats and clutches, I'm done. It's like, well, why'd you get into this?
Well, yeah, and that's just all like a characteristic that you have. You know, it's like either you're the kind of person that's gonna fight for something, or you're the kind of person that's just gonna be like, okay, that was hard, never mind. I'm gonna do something else that's easier. You know, I mean, it just kind of depends on.
That's where you learn to kind of like accept failure. That's where a lot of people like take failure as like, I can't do this no more. Like, oh, I'm washing my hands clean. You gotta take failure as
the best lesson.
Yeah, you gotta take it as an accomplishment, as something to push you harder and keep trying again and fix that problem and do better the next time. You know, and a lot of people don't do that. They want to take failure as, oh, I'm just gonna sell my whole collection, like you said. Marketplace, you see a rack, you see a bunch of collections. They failed once and they give up, you know, and you can't do that. That's anything. You can't give up.
And then there's the people that, I didn't, ball pythons didn't work. Let me get out. Now I'm in crested geckos. Now I'm in, you know, this, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, if I had the room and the space, I would be involved in like African house snakes. There's some other species that I think, you know, it might be worthwhile to invest in and start, you know, captively propagating. But I don't have the resources yet, and I don't have the space. And I don't know what we would have done a couple of years ago if our caimans were male and female instead of both males, because we probably would have tried to breed them.
I wish we had
no clue what we would have done. I mean, those are, you know, they're captive bred, so they would have been pretty expensive. Less than what Nerd is selling them for, but, you know, captive bred, not wild caught. That's sort of, you know, a premium on certain things, but
right.
It's like, I don't know. It's like, what do you do? Oh, I got a whole tub full of, you know, baby, you know, little alligator looking things. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about me.
What'd you have? Cayman crocs or Cayman lizards?
No, Cuvier's dwarf caimans. So mine got
so
to.
Cool.
So they're dwarf.
Well, they still get like 5-6 foot. I mean, they get big.
Yeah.
You need a lot of space. So we had two clutch mates. My buddy had two. let one come here rather than invest to house them separately at the time, because the one was out competing the other one for food and much bigger. So I had this, I was sort of like a hospital tank for this guy, getting him eating and back, some size. And then we found out they both were he's. But he went back up, and my buddies, like a year ago or something, I forget. I think it was still during the pandemic. And I was like, okay, this thing is crawled out, and I've seen it in the living room. It's getting a little too big for me, where I'm comfortable. So went back up there, and because it was a male, my buddy sold it, and then his wound up going belly up. So now we have 0. But it just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
2410, Ken. 2410, Kraft.
Bills?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I figured that.
What time do we normally get off of here? I don't know how long we normally do the show. I can't remember.
I think
Usually like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's usually like 11.
2 hours. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Last week it was around 11. When Stan did it, it was like 11:30 for whatever.
Hey, sorry.
And then we were back.
I didn't want to overdo it because I saw we're over an hour. I'm like, wait, is it an hour show or 2 hour show? I don't want to be holding people up either, So let me make sure.
No, he usually stays on for like 2 hours for the Thursday, and then Tuesday he usually does the hour show. Usually hour, a little over an hour.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I feel like
we were just doing that one. So
there's I feel sometimes like an hour is too short. Like I was on with like Don for like 45 minutes, and I was like, we barely like scratched the surface.
Right. Exactly.
And it's like, I'm just, there's no limit on how long we can go. I think when I had Tucker on from Purple Rain, it was like 2-3 hours. When I had Justin on from Stone Age, it was like 2-3 hours. Like
so that's how
it's good. I might have to go to the bathroom in the middle of it, but I'm not going to cut it short if there's good content, there's good conversation, good interaction.
Speaking of that's what I'm about to do here. I've been checking on the dinner because we got dinner cooking in the kitchen, so I've been checking on that, and I'm about to go use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. But old lady's here, so
and he's gonna take a shot while he's at it.
I might hit some Tito's while I'm at it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so. I knew it.
But yeah, I don't like limiting myself to like a certain okay, it's gonna be an hour, unless my guest says that I have something. Here's my time frame.
I know this time needs to hurry up. It's cutting into my ice cream hour.
There's been some where it's like, okay, now I have an hour and I'm at like minute 55. I'm like, okay, I have to wrap this up and get in a bunch of other questions.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have that.
Right.
Because in the beginning of the show we had some better conversation that sort of took up time. Yeah, I just let it go. And sometimes it's like, okay, we said this is gonna be like when we're gonna stop, and I feel rude, but like when I was on with Rusty, is like I was the one keeping track of the time and he wasn't, but he had I'm gonna be off a certain time. And I was like, hey, we're at that time, man. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but we got to end this because you got to go do your thing. It's like, oh, okay, thanks. Have me back. Yeah. Well, we didn't know about that until like the day of, so I mean that's fine. Don got a birthday present. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I'll do my show. Excuse me. That might have even been like a half an hour.
Hey Stan, what are you gonna be this weekend? Are you dressing up?
I'm not sure. Gonna have to do something for Tiff's wheelchair, I think.
Yeah. What about
get a bag of spider webs?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what he's doing yet.
Oh, okay.
He may. What about Justin?
I want something that's not a mask that I'm gonna sweat my ass off in, and something that's not like a big suit that I'm gonna sweat my ass off in. Listen,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
year
yeah.
I have a big gorilla outfit. Literally, I was a gorilla one year. Like, I mean, the whole suit, mask, and like it was cool. I ran around scaring the shit out of people. But man, I sweated my ass off in that fucking day.
Yeah, that's just not. To me, it's like masks. You wear them for a little bit, but then you take them off because you're dying, and then it's like then you're not in your costume.
And then,
then you're like half of whatever you are.
The next year,
Well, they say the temperature for.
I had the sweetest Michael Myers outfit. Scared kids all around the neighborhood. Sweated my ass off the whole time. So this year I told her, look, the main thing I don't want to do is sweat my ass off. I'm cool. So if I can figure out something where I can maybe not have a mask on and maybe face paint or something, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got this cool thing.
Well,
where
they
if
said
I'm
it's.
Halloween, I turn the porch light off, and nobody bothers me.
It's supposed to be. They said 77 during the day and 70 at night out there. So.
Ooh.
Plus,
I know.
we're having our Tuesday. I don't feel like dealing with it.
So
The brew house will be open next door.
So
the
event, or is it inside?
It's both. So main event is pretty much inside. They'll have the music, the food, and the glass blowing outside, and the brew house next door will be open too.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
What time are we going? Look, we're like talking about our plans over here.
It starts at 3. I think it's 3. It's either 3 or 4 it starts at. I think VIP starts an hour before general admission.
Okay. Nice.
We like to get there even when VIP's getting in because they'll still let you to fuck in. They don't care.
Right.
And if you're lucky enough, you just walk up to the table and be like, "Oh man, I like those shirts," and you know they might just go, "Well, here's a grab bag," and there's a shirt and a grab bag.
That's awesome.
So, I'd rather get the nice free shirt, you know, the limited shirt for the event, than go pay $35 for it.
I love any kind of merch. Send me all the shirts. I'll wear all the shirts. I love it.
Yeah.
And you know what always happens is, you know, we always get shirts that are like his size, even though I intend on getting them for me. Like in Daytona, I got a few shirts, but they were all like, "Oh, sorry, I only have this size." And I'm like, okay. So, I mean, you know,
It'll work.
I sometimes wish that people would have a little bit more, like less baggy t-shirt styles for women, you know?
Yeah.
Because they tend to be kind of big if you're like smaller, you know.
So I was at.
If you're 5 foot.
A couple years ago.
If you're 5 foot, if you're like child size, so you know.
There was a brewery rep there, and he just so happened to only have smalls. He's like, you know what? Come check us out and exchange for your size. And I was like, did you intentionally do that? So I gave this guy, this brand rep, an excellent pitch to get people to come to their site. Always bring the wrong sizes that people don't wear, hand them out, and go, you can exchange it at the brewery for one of your size. So if you have a breeding facility or something like that, or anything where you have a venue and you're out in the public and you got the wrong size, and be like, you can exchange it, or here's a coupon or something like that to come get your size because I don't have any. Now you have somebody that's foot traffic in, and they might be buying beer or whatever. So I was like, that was a pretty good idea I had for something that wasn't in my wheelhouse, and I know that guy stole it.
That's what I'm shooting for, Synergy. I want to look like Britney Spears.
Oh my gosh! I wish I would have worn my shirt
But I want to
today.
do like
I have that shirt, the scene.
I want to do
the shot.
No.
With the boa.
I want to do like the bald version where she was like going through like her crisis, like
2007. Britney alone. Poor Britney. She's going through it right now.
You better watch out for that knife lady over there, boy. That knife lady ain't no joke over there.
Look, he has this slick mouth all the time.
Yeah, they got Cookies. Cookies is going to be there Saturday too.
Ooh.
Really? Cookies will be there.
Yeah.
That's wicked. Hell yeah.
So excited. I mean,
Jungle Boys will be there too.
What about
Or Jungle Brothers, Jungle Boys, Jungle
yeah.
Brothers.
Okay, so I hung out with them in Cali.
Jungle Brothers.
And I hung out with them at an expo, I want to say maybe in Oregon, or was it Vegas? I think it was Vegas. I hung out with them at a show at. But I've hung out with them a few times. They're pretty cool cats. They go up in the sticks and get up in the farms, boy. I tell you what. From the shit that I know, they get up in them farms.
Yeah, have you been before? I mean, obviously you've been.
Oh yeah.
A lot?
I've been to the one in Jacksonville twice now.
Okay, cool.
The venue that's in Orlando that they have in March is much bigger. It's outside at the Orlando Amphitheater.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been to that one yet. And then they have the Art Basel show in Miami, which is like the glass art show that they only have in 3 times a year. One's here in Miami. One is in Spain. And I think the other one is in Amsterdam, I think.
Yep.
But that's like it's all usable pieces, but I'm talking like 10, 15, 20, $25,000 pieces, like crazy looking shit.
I bet Tip would love that.
Like Mothership.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
heard of Mothership?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that shit. Like that's the shit I like is Mothership pieces. Like that shit's like 60 grand, 30 grand.
Yeah, dude, those guys that'll be there blowing on Saturday, bro. You can get some really nice pieces at a good price. Like,
do you know Justin?
Really nice shit.
Do you know Justin
What's
would lift
that?
the design? Do you know Justin would lift the design?
No, I don't think so.
He owns Lifted Designs. They actually do a lot of glass blowing there here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, they have nice
Then he'll probably be there then. If he knows about that days, he'll be there.
Like I said, I don't go to them, but I know a lot of people that go to them. So, like, I kind of sit on the sidelines and kind of just.
I want to get a pendant. That just reminds me, like the little, the glass. Yeah, those are nice.
I think the last time I got glass pendants, I want to say I got 3 for, it was like $40 or $50.
Wow, that's awesome.
For 3 of them. And they were all different pieces. So it was like, the guy just had like a wicker bowl there with like, I don't know, 40, 50 pieces in there. And you just kind of go through it and find the ones you want. And if you don't see something you like, you just tell him, he'll make it right there for you.
Oh, that's so cool. I want a spider.
Yeah, there was a guy there that had like some ninja looking shit that was all made out of glass. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. I can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. What are you getting?
Let's see if we can see a snake on here.
They're going to be doing tattoos too. Stanley wants to get a tattoo Saturday.
Oh, dang.
Uh-oh. How do I blow it up as a one?
Over here, probably.
The single, yeah.
Do what you just did.
Well, we got a sunset het clown or just sunset?
Just sunset.
Just
all right. Is that the female or the male?
That's the female.
Yep. Female.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yep. She's a pretty girl.
And then I'll throw off a couple more while we're on here. Why not?
Yep. Are you gonna get Avenger?
Yep, I'm gonna show off the sunset clown. I'll show it off. Or the clown head sunset.
Hey, have you guys seen Justin? Have you guys seen the Scrambler yet?
Oh yeah,
I have not.
I've seen the Scrambler.
Kraft?
I got one earlier.
Maybe. I think I saw one.
Look, there you go.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself right now.
He's gonna strike you.
Jeremy Bod's got some nice Scrambler stuff right now.
He's such a psychopath.
And y'all can see that dorsal on him.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, he's beautiful. I love the way he looks. I mean, in person.
That's the sunset clown, right?
That's the clown het sunset.
Oh, clown het sunset. Okay.
Nice.
That's why you're getting all that dorsal.
Yep.
Sunset taking the het's taking over on the dorsal, And then
Yeah, I want to see Scrambler.
let's show off that banana. Wow, I got a good little vision right here. Y'all could see. There we go. The banana
Like,
sunset.
Pretty. Love her.
Seeing all the sunsets tonight.
Is it this one?
Yep.
dun dun dun.
So how did if I want to choose like one of you guys as the main one to blow up? How do I choose that though?
You click on the person. You click on the person, and then you should be able to blow them up on solo.
How I drag him? Drag Kent.
Because it gives me like a hand.
If you see the 3 dots,
Yeah.
you should be able to do that, and then you can move us around and that sort of stuff too.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I'm on the
So
bottom.
fun.
Solo layout. Look at that.
Nice.
Come on, Kent. Show us something.
Let's see.
Here's an ultra mail.
Yeah.
Reader mail.
Love a good ultramel.
Ultramail.
So he needs to eat here before I pair him.
Kaiju's gonna come back now.
Yeah, he's gonna call it.
Call it Ultra Smell.
Yeah, whatever. I should hit double visuals in that project next year. Not this year. Rob says, "Where's the blood?" Ha.
Where's the blood? Let's see it. Pull it
I
out.
want to see
I'm
the
not
blood.
bringing it out.
Why?
He's
Get
sleeping.
that hook.
Just for a second.
Get that hook.
Just for a second,
Uh-oh.
Kent. Come on.
Also, one of the issues I run into is that my hatchling rack over there, it sort of runs into this row. So if I pull out the tub, it hits that, and he's in the back where I can't grab him. Which is annoying. So I have to figure out a new spot for the hatchling rack. And now that you put me on solo, my fan is short.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I got you. Come on, Stan. What you got at the house? You gonna pull something out?
Kent never brings it. Kent brought it out one time and got lit up crazy. So
Here we go.
Bring somebody.
Looks like Stan's about to pull something out. Let's see.
And then you got to go back to Kent.
ow, that looked done. I got
Let's see. He wants to be swimming in his water.
Maybe a little tricky.
Swimming in his water over here.
Oh yeah,
Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. I love that.
jeans.
That's a special yellow belly pet clown.
Oh yeah. Come on. Look at the yellow belly taking effect.
I love yellow belly.
And that's special.
yeah,
That's
that
special.
special's growing on me.
This came from Fred and AJ from FNA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. See, why isn't it over here, Stan?
Well, that's because he's got to get over there, bah.
Yeah, he can't get himself over here.
I mean, I could probably get him an Uber ride over to your house if you want.
No, I don't trust those people.
And that's how you do. That's how you do local snake deliveries
You know me,
now.
I'm very protective of the animal.
Uber receive package.
Yeah. Uber reptile rides.
You just wrap it up in a T-shirt and then send it over where it needs to go.
Yeah, they don't care.
They probably deliver drugs that way too.
Bro, anything's possible with those yahoos.
Hey, I've got
Okay,
random fucking.
I think we need to get Nick a blood.
Yeah. Bosa.
Still got me on Dolo?
I'm getting it back. We're about to put Kent back on solo, and let's show that bitch off. Kent.
Which one? I'm
Oh, he's getting the blood. He's not getting the blood.
I'll get the new clown out. I just shed.
Yeah, that clown is pretty nice, man. I ain't gonna lie. That thing's nice. That thing is super clean.
You know, the pastel sort of doing what pastel does, but with Enchi and Yellow Belly, it is nice.
Yeah, that thing is pretty clean now.
Haters, look at how gorgeous that snake is.
And y'all say,
yeah, what are you feeding that thing? That thing's monstrous. Is that a male?
It's a female.
It's a female.
Like a year. She's like a year old. I think I have to check. I think she was born in last November. So she's eating. I believe
she's beefy.
Yeah, she's like 400. So, time to start a.
Who'd that come from, Chris or Nathan?
This came from Ron and Alex at AVM Reptiles out of West.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Westchester, what? Westchester, New York?
Pennsylvania. Same people I got this from. My picky eater. Who is?
Watch your fingers. Watch your fingers.
No, I don't. She's dirty for whatever reason.
Kids like me, like fuck it, they're just about python.
Yeah, right. Pastel again. Acid, het clown, possible het pied.
Hence why I won't own a blood.
Bloods aren't too bad price point wise. They get big, and they give no F's. Like a ball python, it'll strike you maybe a couple times. This thing just won't. They're relentless when they're angry, or when they're upset. So it's sort of, you have to be cognizant of that, and you want to break of that habit. But it's not fun if it's not a good interaction for you or the animal. It's just that constant. I'd almost rather have it bite me and not let go instead of bite me 20 times from the initial, oh crap, it's unhappy, not going well, to get it back in.
Did you see the guys at Daytona with all the blood pythons in Daytona? They had they had fucking mad blood pythons, and they're like, oh, they're so sweet. Check this one out, and kissing in the face. I'm like, bro, how much time have you had? And that's like 1 in a million. Like, you're over here trying to play it off like these guys are the sweetest things, but you really got to spend a lot of time with these guys.
Oh, they did seem very sweet. Would have sold me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with any animal, you work with it enough, you get that mutual respect. Realize, okay, we're not, this guy's not going to eat or kill me, type of thing. And it really depends on the snake too, because you can have some that are just mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, same with dogs, same with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Right.
And I'm sorry for people that believe your snakes or any reptile or anything will do something on command. Like, I go to feed my turtle, I walk up to the enclosure. Well, he's associated me walking up to that enclosure with me dropping him food, so he gets excited. It's not like you come here for food type of thing. Or same with any, like fish. If I go to the fish tank, they're all going to come to the surface. Why? Because they've associated that action with
food.
Feeding.
Correct.
If I'm holding food and my gecko's over there, or any animal, it's probably going to come towards me.
Correct.
So it's more conditioned responses than actual training type of thing. But you can tap train certain animals. There is some training stuff, but it's not like you're not going to train it like commands like a dog.
It's like you said, it's more conditioned is what people miss that point of it all. Same thing with a dog. Like, I could condition
the
my
routine,
dog
kind of like the routine.
to hunt. I could condition my dog to be, whatever. Like, people don't understand. Like, oh no, like my dog loves me. That's what it. Yeah, your dog does love you. You're not wrong. Your dog does love you, but you condition it to do these certain commands. You know, so that's where people get some of the aspects different. So, but no,
Yeah,
don't
I
get me
mean-
wrong. Your dog does love you. It does have feelings for you. It cares. It looks up to you. You know, so.
And I actually had last week when Osak was here, she was saying stuff to my dog commands that I had taught my dog that my dog won't even do for me. It's like, what the hell? So, I know you know that command, and I try to get you to do it, but you don't do it. But you did it right then for somebody you met once before.
Yep.
He knows how to
Just
push
like
your
kids.
buttons.
Just like kids, they don't listen to their parents, but they'll listen to somebody else.
Exactly.
You're damn right.
Yep. They'll be like, "Oh, they're an angel," and the parents like, "Clearly,
Yeah.
you don't live with
Like,
them."
yeah, why don't you come over to my house for a
Yeah.
couple hours and
Come
tell me
over
that?
around 7 p.m. You know, every
It's gotten to the
night.
point now. Like if I get a treat out to feed my dog, you know, she has to do something for it. So, but she sees me go for the treat, and now she's probably going to come over here because I said treat.
Yeah,
But she
you
will
said that T word.
lay down, roll over, and put her paw up without me saying anything because she knows it gets her food. It's like, no, you're gonna, do everything as I, command. But it's kind of funny that she'll like flop around on the floor thinking she's rolling over.
She's like, all right, Dad, ready? Yeah, I'm going to sit down for you. Here's the paw. Let me roll over. Let me look at you. Now give me the damn food.
I'm
We're not
ready
doing
for
this
the
again. I'm tired of it. Yeah, but she's like 8, so I guess it's fine. But I think that's funny.
Yeah, after 8 years, she's like, I know the routine, man. Come on.
Now it just gets to the point where I can point. It's like, out. But yeah, Nick brings up the monitor. Yeah, monitors are pretty smart. They can, but again, it's still some conditioning.
Yeah,
They may be
monitors are very smart.
They may be more spatially aware of what's going on in their environment. But I still think it's the reach.
Monitors to me have like the mind capacity of like an iguana. Like I had a pet iguana for years growing up, and it was the smartest fucking lizard I've had. And a lot of people underestimate iguanas. Like, oh, they're mean. And it's like, yeah, he had his days, Marley, where you didn't go up to him and touch him. But we had food bowls on the floor, had a heat lamp that hung from the ceiling that was on his little basking spot that he could walk up to any time of the day. Like the coolest lizard of all, like didn't give a shit. And he got to be huge. He hung out on the back porch, hung out in the, like had a little screening patio. He'd go hang out in the screening patio and whatnot during the day, come back inside. He free roamed the whole house,
Yeah, I mean, and that's cool. I had a green iguana 20 years ago, and it was like a juvenile, and that thing was the meanest son of a gun in the history of things I've dealt with. Biting, tail whipping, like I had to wear gloves, and it's like, okay, I want to hold you, but now I'm like holding you. Now it's not fun for either one of us, just to get you to stop freaking out.
Right.
And I gave him knowledge.
You didn't get that good bond. Like when we got Marley, it's funny because like when we first got Marley as a baby, like I mean he was tiny, and he was the same thing, like a little squiggly guy in my hands, Eventually, like he hit an age where like we kind of let him be, and then mom's like, "I'm gonna let him free roam." I was like, "What? You're gonna let him free roam?" She's like, "Well, he can't go nowhere in a house." She's like, "It's a practically new home. We got a screening patio, So she made him a little spot and stuff, and he did his own thing. We didn't touch him for like probably like a good year, and then finally like we were hanging out on the couch watching TV, and he'd get up behind on the couch behind us, and I'd stroke his back, and it kind of like became like a slow like connection. It didn't happen overnight with him for sure, but he did his own thing. There were days you walked up to him and he'd perk up and get that little tail looking like he's gonna whip you, and you're like, all right, well I'm not messing with you today, bro. I'm leaving you alone. Maybe tomorrow you'll be cooler, and the next day you go to him, maybe he's cool. You can pet him on his back and pet him on his head or whatever. But he had his days for sure.
Yeah, and that tail whip from a big lizard is just
Oh yeah.
Take that tail whip from a 4.5, 5 foot black throat monitor.
That's got.
Oh gosh. No.
That's like getting hit with a bullwhip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff is like I'd rather not deal with that. Even for like
Exactly.
a 2-foot Savannah, that sucked. It's like, really, we're gonna do this?
Right. Like, I mean, they use that as a weapon.
He would
I
be
mean,
like, he'd be chilling here, and he'd be like, okay, I don't like this anymore. I'm gonna whip you. It's like,
right.
we were hanging out. Come on.
Ow. Well, that's like if he grabs like a little towel, like that shit hurts if he gets the right angle, you know? So and that's a little towelette. Imagine like, nope, no thank you. I want nothing to do with it.
No, growing up in my teenage years, I had like in my bedroom a little ledge. Like when you walked in the door of my bedroom, I had like this little ledge along the wall that I built that had a little ramp that went down that Marley would get up on and hang on the ledge. And my buddies would come over and we'd smoke or whatever, smoke a joint or blunt or whatever. They'd come over and hang out in my room. And when they'd walk in my room, Marley'd be on that ledge sometimes and they would whack right on their fucking arm. They're like, son of a bitch, you're fine. I'm like, don't touch him. Don't mess with him. Leave him be.
You got your own alarm system then.
I'd start rolling a blunt or whatever, and me and my buddy would sit there and we watch for the next person to walk in the room, and they'd walk in and whack. Every time, you know, like he was the greatest. Like, man, I love the fucking lizard, man. He's awesome.
Look what Nick asked. Do y'all have the thing with any animals about like how sometimes they like one person but not the other?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a dog that's kind of like that is obsessed with me but
Hates me.
doesn't hate him.
Mm-hmm.
He don't listen to me for shit.
He doesn't hate him. He
Man, stand
Who, pork chop?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Leave pork chop Benny alone.
exactly my baby. He's such a good boy.
All he wants to do is he just wants me to love him every time I'm there. He's like, come on, man. You're my friend now. Come on. I ain't listening to that guy over there.
Exactly. I'm always like, don't listen to that mean guy.
Hell no. He's a big fat fucking tank is what he is.
He is. He'll like come out of nowhere. Like,
He is a bull.
He'll be playing with me, hitting me and stuff, and then Ben will come like out of nowhere, like launch at him. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, relax. He's not trying to, but thank you.
I'm like, get your dog before he eats me. So, all right, so let's end it with one more question for the night. We're at our 2-hour mark.
We don't have
so-
anything.
Oh no, do we not have any questions?
We kind of talk. Yeah,
We can end it with a goofy question. Let's end it with a goofy question. If you could be any superhero, what superhero would you guys be?
Out of all of them?
Yep. Marvel or
DC.
DC. So Stan, you go first.
I'll go with Flash.
Flash. I like that. Kent, what you going with?
I don't know. I feel like I can go with something really, really obscure that's like insanely powerful in whatever universe, but it's not fun.
That's the point. What is the
I don't
name?
know. Probably like Superman, because I can like fly and then mess everybody up. You know, kind of be omnipotent in that universe.
So Superman?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I
Or
like
like
that.
Thor, because he's like 1,000, like a god of thunder. I don't know.
Well, you said everything, so I was thinking more Thanos is what you're kind of going for with everything.
Yeah, but he dead, and like he got killed multiple times throughout.
But he killed.
But he did.
He got killed by like
You know he's gonna come back.
in Marvel comics. He's been killed by like every character except for like Hawkeye. And Hawkeye's
But he
not
comes
really a
back.
superhero. He's just a really good archer.
All right, I'm going Deadpool. You just can't kill me.
Regenerative healing. Okay, I like that.
I'm gonna be like Deadpool too. I'm gonna talk shit the whole time. I cut my hands off and fucking watch my little hand grow back. Like, come on.
That scene where his legs got cut off is like the best. I mean, when he's recovering.
No, our French bulldog does not sleep with us. She is so hairy, but yes, we hear her from the other side of the
Yeah.
house.
Just sleep on way on the other side of the house. She
Way,
cannot even sleep
like,
close to
whoa.
us. It's like a grown old man snoring.
No, it really is. She's the smallest dog of all of them. It's insane.
Oh,
Who are
my.
you talking about? Little Callie?
Yeah.
Poor
No,
Callie,
come
man.
on. That little, she doesn't make no little piggy sounds.
Oh, bro, she is the loudest compared to anything.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I love it though because I don't love it because she's having trouble, but I love it because I'm like, oh, she's sleeping really good, you know. But
Yeah.
she is so loud. He's like, he'll be like, Callie, shut up. I'm like, you shut up. You can leave.
So Alex, what superhero you gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, is Poison Ivy? What is she? She's a villain.
Yeah.
Oh, anti-hero, maybe? I don't know. I can't
She's
tell.
trying
If
to
she's
think
good
of
or
ways
bad.
to kill me already, like poison me.
Yeah, the
and
vines
shit.
are great.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about definitely more of a villain, whoever I am.
Here's your cup of tea.
Oh, I love making him sweet tea. I love it.
What the fuck kind of herbs is in this shit? Yeah.
Ain't no shit I ever had before.
Like, damn, y'all know if I come up missing, look, we on live.
I know. Here we go. Now I've got to wait years until this is like way too. Anyway, change the subject.
Oh god.
On that note,
My God, we might end it for the night. We've already hit our 2 hour and 11 minute mark, so RWO for
did
life.
good.
Everybody like.
Nick, we miss you. Jay, we miss you. Ken, of course.
Jay.
We miss you so much.
Ken, hope everything's okay with your daughter, man. Prayers going out to you, brother.
Definitely.
Everybody go like Sea Serpents, Sea Serpent Morphs, Stan and Tiff and Stanley Jr. Kraft Brewery Morphology, Kent. Everybody go like him. Subscribe to Instagram, YouTube for both of them. You got Ken that's not here
And
tonight.
us, you already know.
Right, of course us. But you also got Ken with LMK. So everybody go like and subscribe. RWO for life.
Jay with Green Line More.
Yep, Jay with Green Line.
And of
Like
course,
and subscribe for Pressure P up there as well.
Yeah,
Come on,
thanks
come
for
on.
tuning
All of
in.
the above.
Right here. Come on. But of course, we got Green Line Morse. Got to hit up Jay. Got to hit up 666 Serpents with Nick. Got to hit up everybody and everybody in the chats. Thank everybody for tonight. Great show. Love everybody.
Thank everybody for coming out.
Exactly.
It was a fun time. Thank you guys for hanging out and putting up with all of our stuff, considering it was our first time with all this. You guys got like the raw cut.
And like 666 says, RWO.
Boy.
All right. We're out of here, guys. Peace.